Hiya, my name's Claire Shaw. I'm a professional writer and I work for the Royal Literary Fund. The Royal Literary Fund is working with USDAW to set up writing skills projects in workplaces across the UK. We've been doing that for the last couple of years. But since March, we've also been delivering Right Now, which is an online project that aims to support workers in retail and distribution and allied industries to write your stories about living through these extraordinary times. We do that because we think it's really important that your stories are part of the national account of these times. So anything that you submit to us, whether it's one line or a page or 10 pages, will go straight into a national archive that USDAW will store on their national website. Also because we think that any opportunity to get more confident about your writing is a good thing. When you can write confidently, you have confidence in your wider life. And also because we think that writing is fun. It gives you a break from your day and it can make you feel kind of better about things. Let's test the theory. Generally, when you're making little films, the advice is to have a blank background. You know, obviously, I've listened really carefully to that. Part of the reason that I have totally disregarded it is because I work from home. I've worked from home since March 17th, and I really, really, really miss meeting people and speaking to people in person. I miss it so much. It makes me ache. It's one of the hardest things about what we're going through at the moment for me is being separate to people. Also because I live on my own, apart from my daughter, and it's a lonely old business. So I like to seize the opportunity, even though it's only on a screen, to bring people into my house. You are in my house. Here you go. Here's my kitchen. We're currently sitting on my living room sofa. You're not quite sitting on my sofa, but you nearly are. To my right is the window leading out onto the main road. So you might occasionally hear the sound of traffic. There are some drawings by my daughter. It's nice to bring people into my life. That's part of what writing can offer us. It gives us the opportunity to kind of show ourselves and our lives to other people. It gives us the opportunity to see other people's lives too. And when we're in these days of social distance, when we're, you know, without the contact that we need, really, it can be vitally important in helping us to keep connected and for some of us to keep upbeat and well. It's important to me. Okay, I'm sharing that not just because I'm doing a little kind of digression about mental well-being, because it's very relevant to what we're here to write about. That might become evident when I show you some of the writing that's already been submitted. Oh, okay, you're going to have a little tour of some of our writing here. Some writing here from Northern Ireland, some writing from Yorkshire. These are people writing from the first exercise we did that was asking people to write about what they were glad about. I've gone the wrong way. I hope this isn't giving everybody a migraine. I am glad of these times from Martin, from Kerry, from the Millard, Jill writing about where she comes from. And these are the things that I was aiming for. I didn't plan that, but it was nice to give you a little tour of the National Archive. Here's instructions for surviving a pandemic that's come from the Bury reps. This is from Bury Tesco's reps. Instructions for surviving a pandemic. Listen to music every day. Read the complete works of Trotsky. Enjoy the weather. Learn new skills. Rediscover your love of jigsaw puzzles. Spend 14 weeks listening to glam rock. Play bingo. Make a job list each morning. Do what needs to be done. Drink too much. Spend Saturday night on Zoom with your family. Work and sleep through most of it. Make your garden beautiful. Read every day. Stand on your front doorstep. Look at the sky. What a beautiful image to end with. So I'm just whizzing through to the next one that we're going to look at. No, there. I wanted some blank space. And we're going to use that as a model for what we're going to do next. We're only going to write now for 5 minutes, all of us. In fact, let's take that off for now. You can see my kitchen again. All of us are capable, I think, of writing for 4.5 minutes. And we're going to write using a free writing approach. So that means not caring at all about spelling or grammar or punctuation or structure or tone or any of those things that we normally worry about. You know, is it any good? Does it make sense? Is it embarrassing? Am I on task? Who cares? I don't. All that I care about is that you write. And what I want you to write, and you're just going to start with one line, first of all. We can all write one line. You're going to write one line, and that's going to be one thing that you did that got you through the pandemic. Okay, so I'm going to join in here by calling this up. What did I do that got me through the pandemic? Okay, I worked out with Joe Wicks every morning. That's it. Okay, that's all that I'm going to ask you to write. You could do this as a group exercise if there's a group here or you work together in a team, because what I would ask you to do next, like the exercise that we've already read, is turn this into an instruction. How do I turn this line into an instruction? I worked out with Joe Wicks every morning. How do I make that into an order? You know, something that I might shout at a teenager. Work out with Joe Wicks every morning. Yes, I can shout that. Yes, that would do. Okay, it becomes an instruction. If we were writing in a group, at this point, I would get everybody to take turns to read their instruction out. You might like to try that in your group, in your team, however you're working. However, this is going to be a group, an individual piece as well. And I want you to carry on and write your set of instructions. Sometimes it's overwhelming when you just set a really big task. Write me a set of instructions for surviving the pandemic. Well, don't be crazy. That's just way too overwhelming. Let's split it up. So take as your headings home, one thing that you did at home to get you through the pandemic. Let's think about transport, how you got around, one thing that you did. Let's think about work, one thing that you did. Let's think about family and friends, one thing that you did outside that got you through. So I'm going to write down a couple of examples from me just to make sense of it. What did I do at home? I watched Netflix every day until about 3 in. So I think I'm making the point here that what gets us through pandemics isn't necessarily very healthy. I don't care. As long as it's got you through, we're all here, aren't we? So I'm going to turn that into an instruction. Watch Netflix until 3 each night. Transport. Don't catch the train. I probably want to say more about that because I loved catching trains and it's one of the things that I really miss. What about family and friends? I speak to my friends on Zoom through, really harsh lockdown. That's how I kept in touch with people. And I texted with a couple of family members. And Facebook was really important to me as well. So speak to your friends, Zoom, and again, I might have more to say about it. Oh, I've missed out work. Work late every night. That's what I did. I worked late until I couldn't think about anything and I didn't have time to be scared. Work until you're too tired to be scared. And then finally, one thing that I did out of doors, I found bits of broken pottery in the mud. That's one of my favourite things to do, as most of my friends know. I'll grub around in the mud like a 4-year-old if I can pick up little bits of pottery and save them for things like the giant mosaic that I'm planning to build but never have. Broken in the mud and take them home. There we go. All right. Done it in about 3 minutes. This is my piece. Instructions for surviving a pandemic. Work out with Joe Wicks every morning. Watch Netflix until 3 each night. Don't catch the train. Speak to your friends on Zoom. Work until you're too tired to be scared. Find broken things in the mud and take them home. Do you know what? I quite like that. And I think if I was going to add to it, I'd add in the places that I've already identified, but I might add to that last line about, I might write a story about the broken things in the mud, the idea of little smashed things that I find beautiful because they're smashed. So I'm inviting you to do the same. You know, submit your lists. They work beautifully as poems, as little stories already, or you might want to work on it further, turn it into a longer poem. You might want to turn it into a letter or an article. It might be an essay about something. You might want to turn it into a story, a diary entry. Whatever you write, however you write it, whatever it's about, as long as it's something to do with living and working through the pandemic, living and working right now in these extraordinary times. If you work in retail, distribution and allied industries, please send it to me. Watch out for the other things that we're doing. Watch out for the writing skills support that we can offer in your workplaces and your sites and your regions. And I really hope to see you again. And I really hope that I'm receiving your writing in my email inbox very soon. Bye-bye.